It starts out with the Jackson Five, and we're in the house in Gary, Indiana. I remember my first experiences with his music was when I was in middle school, and Off the Wall had been out for a little bit, and Thriller had just come out, and I wasn't really listening to Michael Jackson at the time. And some friends of mine were like, "Oh, you're listening to Michael Jackson?" I'm like, "No, I'm listening to like Hall and Oates and Toto," and uh, I got made fun of because of that. So, I went home. My dad had Michael Jackson records, so I would listen to Michael Jackson. The movie starts out in Gary, Indiana, with the Jackson Five practicing in the living room, and their father, Joseph, is a perfectionist, right? They never show him as somebody who's really loving, but they do show him as somebody who's driven, and he's really family oriented. The set design's great. The casting is spot on. I mean, you can't really get any better with the casting in this film. From top to bottom, there's no one really stood out. I would say the only person who stood out was sort of the weird looking dude who sort of looked like Vin Diesel. Even for a second, I was like, is that Vin Diesel? And I'm like, okay, it's not Vin Diesel. But it kind of looked like him. It was weird. It was like a Timu knockoff of Vin Diesel, so it was interesting. We get the first glimpse into the monster, that Joseph is, when Michael doesn't take direction very well. He doesn't want to perform. He's tired. So his dad takes off the belt and whoops him in front of all his brothers and in front of the mom. So we get a look into like Joseph being a control freak, someone who doesn't really listen, and somebody who just wants to get there fast.
In this life, you're either a winner or you're a loser.
Always remember, if you ain't first, you're last.
Now the Jackson 5 is performing like fairgrounds and whatnot, and they already have a fan following, so they're moving right along. Then they get discovered, then they go to Motown. So this is like the dream, right?